Guys, today we're speaking prospecting. We're talking prospecting. So if you are in Africa, you know that we are still in pre-launch mode. What that means is that prospecting might look a little bit different for Africa than the US, but we believe that the principles of prospecting is something that you can apply in each and every market that you work in. It certainly is an area that we can all develop our skill set in and grow in. I know for me, sometimes prospecting is difficult, especially here in the US. I have a mental block, right? But I have invited a bunch of people on today that really have had great experience in the area of prospecting. But in prep for our Zoom, I actually went onto Google and I researched what does the word prospecting actually mean. And I want to read it to you because I saw something interesting in there. It says to prospect is to search for mineral deposits in a large place, especially by means of experimental drilling and excavation. Wow, I thought that was interesting. It's looking for mineral deposits in a large place. Now, if we relate that to our New Age Africa business, I wrote down in big bold letters, it's like digging for gold, right? That is prospecting. Prospecting is the art where you have identified a market and you are working and digging your way to find that piece of gold, that individual that will help you run and build a business or that will become a customer. So I thought, drilling, digging, looking for, excavating, that is hard work, you guys. And many times you turn up empty-handed in the process. You work really hard. I've had it happen where I've worked for weeks with somebody and then she went and signed with somebody else. And I was like, what are you thinking? I've been working with you for weeks. But it's up to the individual to choose who they want to work with. So sometimes you have to work, right? And that is what we are going to be talking about today. So Ant is helping me host, but Ant, if you can spotlight me, Tammy, and Robin as I introduce these amazing ladies to you. Tammy Maltby Melchizedek and Robin DeMio are no strangers when it comes to New Age, New Age Africa, New Age America, all over the place. These ladies are working. They're dear, dear friends of mine. We are a close-knit, the three musketeers. We love each other very, very much on a personal level as well. But I have learned a lot from them with regards to prospecting. And I want to open up with this, Robin, something that you taught me just when I started the business. And I was so despondent because I'm a bit of a workhorse. I work day and night, spoke to everybody I knew, but I had no success. And you freed me, Robin, when you said, Erika, your job is to sow seeds. Do you want to elaborate on that and impart that to everybody listening today?
Well, hi. Yes, I will. So really, that's what we do, right? We are seed sowers in our lives, in every area of our life. And you're either going to sow good seed or you're going to sow bad seed. And so if you sow a seed of corn, you're not going to get a pickle. You're not going to get a flower. You're going to get corn, right? And so all we do is we sow seeds. We tell people what we have. We just share the beauty of our lives, what we love, and people will eventually come. And you don't know what kind of ground you're sowing seed on, do you? We just never know. Now, it's obvious if we throw the seed out on our cement sidewalk, it's not going to grow, but some of those seeds will sprinkle over into our yard or into the soil. So it really depends on where you're sowing seed, but really if you live your life in beauty, you live your life in love, you live your life in giving, you will reap what you sow. And unfortunately you reap the bad part too when you sow bad seeds, but that's really what it's about, Erika. And I know that you are a seed sower, and so are all of us. Yeah. So sometimes it takes a little longer for those seeds to come to fruition. Sometimes, you know, and here's the other thing. If you think about a seed and you plant the seed, we don't dig up the seed to see if it's growing or not.
Good, yeah.
I mean, some of those seeds will die. Some just won't be fed and they'll die, and that's okay. And sometimes someone else will harvest that seed.
Yeah.
And we have to let that go.
It happens, right? And
does.
guys, Robin, you spoke on sometimes it takes time, and I want Tammy to jump in here because Tam, when you and Robin, when you started with Limu, Robin came onto your team, you guys had immense success very quickly. Talk to us about how did you start out and what was your mindset when you started your business and how did you start prospecting?
So good. Well, first of all, I just want to say that Robin is the best prospector I've ever known. So I really feel like she needs to be the highlight right here because she truly can talk to anyone. I've seen it. I've traveled the world with her. We've been everywhere we go. She ends up prospecting people. And I like the word, she ends up listening to what people are looking for. Really, she asks great questions. She answers what they're looking for. And she's not afraid to not do it perfectly. You know, and I think that's part of it. I want to talk to you and encourage you. There's no perfect way to do this. Not at all. There's just one way that fits you very well. And I want to encourage you to find the lane that you live in.
Yeah.
And do it in your lane. And so I'm going to tell you what I did in my lane. Your lane's going to look different. Your demographic's going to look different. Your context, the people that you connect with. But this is the way I did it because when I started in this business, I had no network marketing experience. Zero. That should encourage everybody on that Zoom today because I had no background in this. I had no idea what I was doing. And that is the honest truth. But what I did do is I dug deep. And I want to encourage you, dig deep and get in touch with who are you? How do you best connect with people? What do you love? What are you already passionate about? What can you do? See, I didn't go into the Limu lane. I brought my business into my lane. And when I did that, I found a ton of success. I already loved people. I already loved hospitality. I already loved food. And so I took what was in my hand. So I ask you this morning or this evening to take what's in your hand. What do you already have right now at your disposal? Talents, time, connections, relationships, sports events, bowling club, reading. I don't know what it is. What are you already connected into? And then see this business into that. And so let me just tell you specifically what we did. We started something, and I encourage you to do this in Africa. I mean, what I know about the African culture is that you are very social, you're tribal people, right?
You think?
Right? You think you love the tribe, you love people, you love relationships, you do things together, you support one another. And so this is just one idea, but it worked really well for us. Because I love hospitality and I love doing events, I did in-home gatherings. And we started out with something called Limu Family Dinners. And somebody needs to take up the baton and do NewAge family dinners in South Africa. I don't know who you are, but somebody needs to do it. And I grew up in Minnesota, which is Midwest. And I grew up in the Baptist church and in a small little town. And we had potluck dinners. I don't know if anybody in South Africa has heard of potluck. Basically what it is that it's luck. You know, everybody brings a pot and you're lucky if it's good because some of the pots are not so good. Yeah. But potluck dinner. And so everybody brings something and you just put it out on the counter and you just share a meal together. So it's extremely tribal. So we would do potluck dinners. Everybody would bring something. We'd share. We did paper products, paper cups. It was nothing fancy. Trust me, this was not fancy. This was casual. And then we did a presentation on the business. We got people in, we did a couple testimonials. We did a video, a 7 to 10 minute video that did most of the talking, that talked about the opportunity. And then we had someone close the event. We usually always had Robin close the event. Why? Because Robin hands out the form to people and then hands them a pen and waits till they grab the pen. She won't continue to move until someone grabs the pen. So she stands there and she hands out the pen and people are like, oh, and she'll say, go ahead. And, she's smiling and she's nodding her head yes. And I'm telling you, it works. Anyway, and so
Give me your credit card details.
we could do that too. And so the point I'm saying is we built it around something I loved that was community. And I'll tell you, one of the things about our business is that we can build our business any way we want to build our business,
Yeah.
right? And so if we have so many people that have different gifts and different connections, I just want to encourage you. That's what we did. And we started inviting people. And then we do it every Sunday night. And pretty soon we'd have 10 people. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, hear this, please. Sometimes no one showed up.
Yeah.
And I got to eat my pot. And I got, if it was good, I was lucky. I was a pot lucky, But usually there would be 1 or 2 people. And then we started to get more and more people. And then we added Wednesday nights. So for 15 months, every Sunday and every Wednesday night,
Wow.
we did an event in our home. Sometimes people came, sometimes they didn't. I didn't let it discourage me. I said, this is how we're going to build this. And within 15 months, our team had so exploded. And we had, I don't even know where our pin ranks or where we were at that time. But by that time, Robin, 4 or 5 months into this, she was making a significant income. Several of the people in our teams were making significant income. Within a year, we had so many people making over $100,000 a year. It was crazy.
Wow.
And so what I want to encourage you with prospecting, find your market, find your warm market, find the area of people that you love, invite them into your life, and let me give you one more idea. Actually, I'm going to let Robin talk about this. Robin, why don't you share how we started getting so many people. We had, I think, 150 people show up at our house. I have a small home. Trust me, can't fit 150 people in my house. But we also started adding a business networking luncheon. And Robin, why don't you tell them, because we added that too, and we got some success with that.
Well, first thing I want to say is, so okay, here's an example of how we network marketing. This business gets into you, like it is a lifestyle. It is not only, well, I'm going to work from this time to this time. Yeah. It is, you live and breathe the business. Wherever you go, wherever you are, you represent your own company. You represent your own health products. So I am known, Tammy knows this, Erika knows this. I do not go anywhere without my makeup on. If I do, you know darn well somebody's going to see you at the darn grocery store if you got a hat on like this and that you're trying to hide, right? So you represent yourself and your business wherever you go. And and I'm just going to use our story, Tammy, because this is how Tammy represented her business. I was looking for a cake. Simple. That was it. I wanted to buy a cake because I was having a bridal shower. And I reached out on Facebook because she made great cakes. I ordered a cake, and when I went to pick it up, she sent me a message. It was a Sunday. So she did Limu family dinners on Sunday. She said to me, could you come a little earlier because we're having a party tonight? Okay, now if you're talking to somebody like me, I'm going, ooh, a party? What kind of party? Okay, now that kind of perked my interest. And I said, sure, I can come early. Well, I came to get the cake Tammy wasn't in her old, gardening clothes. She was in a dress. She had sandals on. It was a summer day. She said, come on in. Here's the cake. She got to know me a little bit, so where do you live? Blah, blah, blah. And we fell in love right away. I mean, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is my people, and then I said, what kind of party are you doing? And she said, oh, come over here. And she hauled me over to the door and she gave me a brochure. She put a brochure in my hand. She didn't just say, here's a brochure on the table. She picked the brochure up and she put it in my hand. She said, this is what we do. She says, it might be interesting to you and it might not be. And so that was it. And she said, let me know if you'd like to hear more about it at some point. So then I go out to the car, put my cake in my daughter's hand. I said, thank you very much. And I thought, oh, brother, it's one of those things. So I took the brochure and I went, whoop, and I threw in the back seat. I don't even know, it's probably still there and somebody else has that car now. But then I was starting to watch Tammy. Okay, that was in August. All the way till November, August to November, 3 months later.
Yeah.
I reached out to Tammy. So it takes time.
Yes.
But we also were in sort of communication. I watched Tammy at an event. She was winning a prize on Facebook. I watched her winning a prize for the company. I was like, oh, people like me, we have FOMO.
Yes, you do.
It's fear of missing out on fun. That's what it is. Fear of missing out on fun. And so when you'll come up with creative ideas. I'm a businesswoman. I love women. I'm a minister. So I loved ministering to women. So what we did is we came up with this idea and thought, what if we did a network event for women? We started it out with just women. Remember, Tammy? And so we planned this big luncheon. We invited all our friends. It was the first one. We had, oh my gosh, tons of people there. Tammy actually gave away one of her little books. We made an invitation. It was beautiful. And we prepared the food. And we decided we would go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves and share what do they love in their life, or are they in business, or do they have a ministry, what it is. So you want to let people share about themselves because people like to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Right? And they have a little sign in their head. Always, wherever you go, people have a little imaginary sign that says, make me feel important.
Yes.
So we made them feel important around the table. Now, some of them really wanted to feel important and talked a long time. So Tammy, we did this very professionally. I was very good at this. I would go up to stand next to them, and I put my hand on their shoulder.
And then?
And I would say, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And then I'd move to the next one because they want to tell their, 6-month story. And you just have to have control of it. Why? Because we're empowering others to drive wealth creation. We're not just here to hear about their whole life story and all their negative stuff going on in their life and all that stuff. We're empowering people. So we take control of the situation. And we would close people. We had a lot of people sign on the spot, didn't we, Tammy? Just like that. Now, that's not the norm. That's not always the norm. But we want to optimize our opportunity wherever we go. So if you listen well enough, people will tell you their need. They're going to say, oh yeah, how you doing? How you doing, Erika? Well, I'm okay. Oh, is everything okay? Is everything all right? Now you look them in the eye. You look them in the eye and you be concerned. You be caring. You be caring and loving towards them. And she might say, well, my husband, he might be getting laid off. Green light. That's the green light. Or, my mom is really sick. She's struggling with XYZ illness. Green light. You look for the green light wherever you go.
Yes.
And that's what really we did. We built in that way. And we still do that. We
Yeah.
still build in that way. Wherever we go, wherever we are. For instance, I had to take my dad to purchase a new car. He's 87 years old. He's driven the same brand new car since it was brand new in 2006. And the motor's crapping out on him. So I thought, I'm not going to let him, go without having a car. So we take him to this dealership and start talking about, life with the guy. He's a bright young man. He is a sales guy. Perfect opportunity. So I let him finish the deal. I just said I'm in health and wellness because he asked me. At the end of the deal, I said, you're a really bright young man. You have a lot going for you. You're very friendly. I think I might have a business proposition for you. Would you be open to giving me your phone number? And I'll share it with you later. Now is not the time. Sure. Gave me his phone number right there. Yeah. So now he's already in the funnel. And this is how you do it. You just live your life and you talk to everybody. And then you have to also give them the opportunity to have an out. It might not be for you, Tammy, but you'll never know unless you take a look.
That's right.
It might not be for you.
That's right.
Well, I like that. And Robin, so one of the things that I hear you and Tammy say is always be prepared. And I think westernized thinking taught us to compartmentalize our lives. Now I'm a mom, now I'm a businesswoman, now I'm a this, now I'm a that. But really, it's about living your life and presenting the whole of you, right? And so we don't have to compartmentalize our businesses even. So I want to, before I switch gears, Tam, you and I were at a restaurant, your favorite downtown restaurant. I think you've been there 5 times or something, White Pie or something like that. Tammy has a way of going to all these amazing places, and she takes me and Mal and Jerry with her. So Tam, we're talking about prospecting, and there was a cute little waitress serving us. Talk to us about what happened there.
Well, we just started talking to her. I asked her about her family and her, she married. Tell me about that. She had a young child. She's back in the workforce. I asked her how COVID had affected her. What a great question to ask. How has COVID affected you this last year? You're going to hear, we lost a job, my health. You're going to hear the things that we have answers for. And so I reached out and started a conversation with her. I introduced Erika because Erika's at the table. And now all of a sudden, I am a third-party validator for Erika. I'm sitting at the table and I'm going to set Erika up and let this young woman who is a young mom as a waitress, had just moved it back into the area, know what an incredibly special person Erika was. So Erika doesn't have to toot her horn. I toot her horn. I'm the one over there saying, listen, you don't really even know who this woman is. She's absolutely incredible. She runs a health and wellness business, and she's very successful. You need to talk with her about this business. And so Erika's talking to Melton while I'm talking to this woman about that. So it's very much about getting her interested in who Erika is. Because now she doesn't know me from Adam, but somehow I have authority to speak about the woman I'm having dinner with. And she's now very interested in who is Erika. And so they strike up a conversation. And I say, Erika will never tell you this, but she's a woman that's opening South Africa in her business. And this woman's like, what? You're kidding. I know people in South Africa. Well, here we start this huge conversation. She ends up coming back to our table multiple times, bringing her information to Erika, saying, I want to talk to you about this business.
Yeah.
Now, the effectiveness, please hear this. The effectiveness in what just happened is that we tag teamed the approach. It's so important that you tag team. And that's all the time. If I'm with any of my promoters, my reps, my job is to lift them up, is to help other people see what credible people they are. in this business, third-party validation is essential.
Yeah.
It's so important. We didn't know who little cute Annie was over here. And why would she believe Tammy when I'm talking about Erika when she just met us both? But it's that connection of authority that you're giving to another person. So find those opportunities, whether we do them in Zoom, like this, or we do them at a restaurant, we do them at a grocery store. Sometimes you don't have a person with you that you can do that with, but it is a very important strategy to learn that my job in that situation isn't to try to get that woman to hear me. My job in that situation is merely to be the authority over what an incredible businesswoman Erika is. And now that young woman wants to hear from Erika.
Mhm.
And
Does that make sense?
it's the beauty of working together, right?
Yeah.
You guys,
Yes.
Robin?
And Tammy is excellent at that. So you must, especially if you're a leader, you
Yes.
must get excellent at exhorting and
Yeah.
edifying others. And so you learn what are their strengths, what are the good things about them. I don't care if it's only in their family. If you don't know them very well or they're brand new, you lift them up and it can be kind of uncomfortable if you're the one that's being exhorted or edified, because Tammy is so good at it. She's a little bit she exaggerates a little bit.
I know I don't.
Imagine,
no, I don't.
but that person does not know that. They don't know that's a little bit of an exaggeration. And you're also speaking those words because our words are creative. Whatever we speak, remember, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So whatever we speak, our words are creative. So you are edifying that person, but you're also speaking life into them. And when you're talking to somebody, give them some genuine compliments. If you can't find one nice thing to say about them, you probably need to look a little harder, look into their eyes, because they've got to have some good in there somewhere. And if not, you probably don't want them on your team anyway. So, really, you don't want Debbie Downer,
Right.
that's always negative and got a sourpuss.
Right. Okay. So moving on. So we need to understand, you guys, we want to be the real deal, but you're also in sales, right? And so you've got this delicate balance of being authentic and also keeping your eye on the sales, so to say, right? And so that is a space where I feel in multi-level marketing, people become greedy. They will override relationship to get to the sales. I detest it. I personally detest it. If you don't have any connection with me, but you're trying to sell me something all the time, then I question, are you spending time with me because you want to get a sale? We don't want to be that kind of person. So if you listen with the idea of serving somebody, it's not just about getting the sale, but it is also about getting the sale. So, we just need to have that balanced thinking going. But I just want to give a tip. If you are in that space where you feel like, well, you guys are saying, listen to people, connect to people, and it kind of feels fake to you. And we don't want to be fake, right? I don't want to be fake. Here's a tip that you can do. And I started doing it and I feel freedom in it. Bless them with samples. Just take the sting out of it and say, can I bless you with something that I think might work for you? If I pick up a hint of, well, you're only talking to me to get a sale. You're only my friend so that you can get a sale. If I sense that in a degree, I will bless them with something. Because my heart truly is not to abuse you or see a PV above your head or see how rich you're going to make me or anything like that. I really want a relationship with you. So use that and find a way for yourself where you can be true and be a business person, right?
I absolutely believe you can, Erika. I think it flows. In fact, I know what I have. That's the other thing I want to encourage you. You have to know what you have. I am never apologetic for sharing the opportunity or a product. I never once feel, really, I don't, that I am trying to get a sale from anyone. I have something so fabulous, and I know that I know that I know it will help people. Whether they see it for themselves or they don't, that's their decision. But I know the integrity of which I walk in, and I know the integrity of our company and our products. And when you grow your belief, and that's the thing I think today I was going to, one of my notes that I wanted to share with you is if you have a hint of concern about prospecting people, I'm not even sure if I like the word prospecting. I like the word sharing an opportunity with someone or a product with something that can help them, that you have to build your belief. You have to know what you believe. You have to know this company. You have to know these products. You have to know your upline. You have to know the people that you're linking arms with. Erika is on one side of my organization and Robin's on another side of my organization. But here they are working together. They have no financial investment together, but they have learned the beauty of working upline, downline, overline, crossline. And so always remember that we are a team. And as Erika said, we are a tribe, but you cannot share in confidence what you do not know. You cannot do it. And so you have to know what you have. You have to know you have products that can help people.
Yeah.
And once you know that, it's okay if someone says no.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's okay because I still know what I have. Go ahead, Robin.
And one thing that's I've done this industry for 37 years or 36 years, something like that.
Wow.
And really, I've never really been as successful as I have been here. And that I believe that I can attribute a lot of that to detaching myself from the outcome.
Oh my gosh.
And if
Robin.
you take it so personally,
Sure.
if they say, no, I'm not interested, or they give you, the plethora of objections, and they dance around trying to tell you no, but they don't really know how to tell you no. I liken it to a cookie. So if I make this beautiful, yummy cookie, it's chocolate chip, so good. It's crispy on the outside, it's chewy on the inside. That's my business. That's my company. Okay. I'm confident I know what's in that cookie, right? I know what's in there. I know the ingredients are yummy and healthy. And when I hand and offer that cookie to you, I can say, Henri, I have this amazing cookie and I can tell you all about my cookie. And I said, would you like to have it? And I stretch it out my hand to her. She might say, I don't really like cookies. Or I'm allergic to chocolate.
Yeah.
Or, I'd rather have a brownie. Whatever she says. Or she might go, oh, that looks delicious. I think I'll try it. None of that has anything to do with me. It has to do with the cookie. If you take yourself and detach yourself from the outcome, I didn't ever get offended. Never. I still don't get offended when people tell me no. It's like, okay, it might not be for you. And I mean that. It might not be for you. And if it's a warm market person, somebody that I know and I love and I care about, and they say, it's really not for me, or they're not sure yet, they're kind of maybe reaching for the cookie, I can say to them, Tammy, this cookie, it might not be for you. And if it's not, it's okay. We're still going to be friends.
Sure.
The cookie is out here.
Yeah.
Right?
Good,
And
Robin.
that's where you will find the most success. And also, people, I have found this to be true. If you do not ask, sometimes people will wave their business around and show it in their Facebook, and it's all over here, and they never say, is this something you might be interested in? Right. They just hope that they'll ask you. People aren't going to ask. They want to be offered.
Well, that is truth, you guys. This is good information from seasoned leaders, right? People who have done it very successfully. And I want to ask Anthony to bring Nick Papas on the spotlight. And let's shift gears, ladies, and speak specifically about how to prospect opening up a new market. How do we prospect? And we're in the season where we're on the last stretch with pre-launch. Hallelujah. We are very excited about all of that. We're not sure on products, comp plan, all of the nitty gritties that we use to talk about, right? So Nick, I want to ask Anthony, can you spotlight Nick with the three of us? Bring him on, and Nick, talk to us
about the roses, Anthony. Put me with the roses. I'll be the thorn. I'll be the thorn amongst the roses.
Nikki, you enjoy it. Be honest.
No, listen, I'm honored, eh? I'm very honored. I'll behave.
I'm not sure about that, Nick. I'm not sure about that.
We know you well, Nick. We know you well. So, okay, Nick, talk to us about prospecting in Africa, and what are some of the challenges that the teams are facing just in terms of prospecting?
Yes, so hi there, everybody. I'm Nick. So what I want to say is this: the challenges. Well, it's not a challenge. It's a positive challenge. And what we tend to do, in pre-launch, what we're doing at the moment is with our free boss, we actually don't realize the opportunity that actually is facing us. Right? We got launch coming soon. Hopefully, middle of June, end of June, somewhere there.
Well, we don't know, Nikki.
We don't know. We say hopefully. But what I'm saying here is, in times like we have now, we bringing people on, right? And what I've noticed we're doing, and what we shouldn't do, what we have to do is, when we bring the people on, we need to go down. The leaders need to go down to the downlines, and downline means for the new people. It means the people you have brought in. Okay, we say the people you have recruited. So you need to go down to those people and help them bring people also onto their teams. Because whoever's on this Zoom tonight is a leader. Whoever is on this Zoom tonight is a leader. So you need to go and exercise leaders. A business does not grow if you don't look after it, right?
Right.
People say, is it a pyramid scheme? Let's just deal with that issue. Now, the first question you ask them is, you tell me what a pyramid scheme means. Right. But if you turn around and tell them, and I always say this, so why do you say it's a pyramid scheme? You have to recruit and this and that and the next thing. So I say to them, if you go to a restaurant, if Tammy takes Erika to a restaurant and Erika enjoys the food at that restaurant, is Erika going to go home, sleep, and forget about the restaurant? Or is she going to tell her friend Robin that the food at that restaurant is great, we need to go there? It's exactly the same thing. That is what we're doing. So what Robin said was, and I wrote it down, detach yourself from the outcome. The product, you got to be passionate about the product. You got to be passionate about the business. You mustn't sound like a second-hand car dealer. Apologies to those that, if there are any of you on this call, but don't go out there and, as Erika says, push the sale. We're not in the convincing game. We're not in the convincing game. What we are is, we are offering, Tammy said it, the opportunity. The opportunity. Tell your story. If you don't have a product to sell, which we don't have now, but we know the integrity of the company, we know what the company is all about, we know the people in the company, we can speak about that. We can tell the stories that have happened already about products that are there, because the products that we're going to get are not going to be different to those. They're going to do the same thing. They might, my name's Nick, her name's Erika, your name's Tammy, your name's Robin. You know what? It's the name that's going to be different. That's all. But it's going to be in the health and wellness space.
Yes.
Right.
I think that's good, Nick, because Stefan Page, when they opened up a new market, they didn't have any reference on past markets or any experience with company, how legit the company is. We have a listed company, you guys. We have products all over the world. We have ammunition in our toolkit, right? And so I just think it's really important to not get hung up on what you do not know with a new market, but focus on what you do know.
Yes.
And trust that the information is coming to us and it will be accurate information. But focus on what you do know. And Nick, and you're such a fireball. Tell the people, like, were you always this passionate? And is it something that you can grow in? What do you say to a new person that says, but I'm not like Tammy, I'm not like Robin, I'm not like you?
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody like that?
So that's the beauty of network marketing. Network marketing is the easiest business in the world because we've got the saying, you're in it for yourself, but not by yourself. Yeah. So you might know how to do, you might not know how to do a Zoom. You might not know how to talk in front of people, but you know what? There's people that know how to do that for you. Yeah. You know, we are, yeah, you know what? We're not all in the same team. We're not here for personal financial gain, but we're here to get this momentum up so that every single one of us can benefit. Yeah. I mean, that's the end game here. That's the end game. I actually prepared a couple of things, Erika, if I can show the people here. There's a lot of, can I share my screen, Ant?
You should be able to, Nick, your co-host.
Can I try?
You should be able to.
Yeah. So let me just see which one is it now. Let me see now.
I think that's valuable, you guys, to use your upline. Don't try and go at it alone. I just think that's so valuable while Nick is looking for the slide. If you want to do a Zoom, think about who are you doing the Zoom with? What is the target market? Who is it that you want to talk to? And then pull in voices that have experience in talking to people or individuals that similar to who you are going to be talking to. I just think don't try to be it all. Don't try to do it all. Don't try to know it all. Network internally and externally. So that's a good reminder. Nick, are you ready to share?
You can't see my screen yet. Hey?
I can't see your screen.
Carry on talking. I just want to get it up here. I just want to set it up.
Okay, so guys, let's talk about 4x4, and let's not limit it to 4x4. Let's say 100 by 100, right? How do you get your mindset for your team? You know why you're in this. You know your why, your vision. How do you get your team to buy into what you are saying to them and to go and to prospect?
Who are you talking here?
Well, I just want to say that was a moment. Both you and Robin were silent for 2 seconds. That was
we were preferring one another.
Stop it! I didn't know who you were addressing the question to.
We were preferring one another because we didn't know who was going to talk or who was asked the question.
Good for you, Robin. Right. So go for it. Just answer the question, and then we'll go to Nick.
So really, I mean, once you don't really have to change your mind about. Once you get them in, you're just duplicating. You want to duplicate what you do. So you want to have a duplicatable system. And it's not about finding only the first 4. It's always offering. So you're always, one of the things I learned when I first came in this business, in this company, was you are always in create and build mode yourself. Yes. Yes. Yourself. That is your fast money. That is your team lead bonus. Every week you're creating and building. Some weeks you're going to have no new people, and some weeks you're going to have a lot of new people. So and then you teach your new people the same thing, because it's not, somebody just recently said this on one of the Zooms. It's not about finding your own 4 necessarily. It's finding the 4 that want to work.
Yeah.
And so it might be 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 levels down.
Right.
It might be those generations below you, and you're going to help them to work as well and to duplicate.
I love that. Okay, Nick, we're ready for you.
So just before I go to my screen here, the weakness we have, which we need to build on in South Africa, Southern Africa, is we need to get everybody to understand the back office. That back office is so, so important, especially the boss. They need to go through the tutorials. And I'm finding that a lot of people are not even doing that, because the messages that come onto the WhatsApp groups is what I do now and how do I make money and all these. You know what? If you're building a big team, you got to remember that once it's big, you can't get to everybody. So you need to teach the people to teach the people.
Yes,
You know?
true.
And I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully I've got it right here. And if I haven't, then I'm going solo. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is my back office, guys. This is my back office. You're going to reports, right? Sorry, not reports, into my business. If you can see my hand there. My business, and then you click on the boss. Now, the boss will bring you to this screen. Okay, it'll bring you to this screen. All right. So remember, you go into your X office, then you click on my business, and then you click on boss, business operating system. That's what it stands for. Then you go to this pink one, the pink box. You click on the pink box, and it takes you to have a look here. These are all the tutorials that you can go through that tell you about everything in the business. It teaches you your landing page, reports and tools. They're short, look at them, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but I'm going to specifically open this one here. It's 1 minute and 56 seconds, the sponsored tree view, this one. So I'm going to let you listen to this for 1 minute and 56 seconds, and then I'm going to elaborate on the 4x4. Okay, once you understand what this is. So just remember what I said. Everybody on this Zoom here tonight, majority of you are not network marketers or don't have the experience, which you will learn. We were all there. So it's important to go into the boss and listen to every single one of these tutorials, because they're going to teach you the basics. If you want to succeed in this business, if you want a nice house or you want to build a house, you lay the foundation first. This is the foundation. This is what's going to teach you. Yes, the compensation plan is going to change, but it's only going to change in number. It's not going to change in how it currently is. It's just the number that's going to change. So go in and learn so that when you're out there, you know what you're doing. So let's listen to this.
The next report we'll focus on is the sponsor tree view. In order to see the sponsor tree view, we're going to go into reports and click on sponsor tree view. Before we click on show tree view, remember you can come in and choose if you'd like to see all income positions or an individual income position, as well as all lines or an individual line. Let's go ahead and select an income position 4 and show the tree view. In order to navigate around the tree view, it is a simple click and drag. To make the text larger, simply scroll in. To make the text smaller, simply scroll out. You'll notice in the top left-hand corner, there are individual items such as point value, 2x card, gold status, and rank. By clicking on these, you'll be able to identify individuals in your downline that have these individual items. Let's go ahead and remove those. By clicking on an individual's name in your downline, you'll be able to get detailed info. Similar to the previous report, you can see their personal information, orders that they've placed, sponsorships, as well as total sales volume points for the past 4 weeks. Again, by clicking on their name, you're able to drill down. By drilling down, you are bringing them to the top of the tree. Let's see how that works. The sponsor tree view is a great report and a great way for you to be able to see the organization of your team, the organization of your downline, as well as to help your downline identify where they have weak lines and where they should be placing prospective representatives. Make sure to take time to practice with these reports. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact your upline, or better yet, you can contact our wonderful customer service team.
So you see what that does. It's a quick 1.5 minute tutorial that's going to teach you about your tree and who's currently in your team, and you can actually go there and help them grow their businesses. So I've got a couple of slides. It's not going to take long. Just
5
give
minutes.
you, yeah.
5 minutes.
Okay. So what do you need to do? you got to begin your journey to gain momentum, right? That's what we all got to do. Create a name list. That's the first thing you got to do when you want to grow your team, right? As we mentioned already earlier on, arrange home parties or Zoom parties. That is the best way to recruit and get a leader there to do the presentation if you don't want to do it. It works. Tell your story to as many people as you can and get a lot of no's. And why do I say get a lot of no's? Because the more no's you get, the closer you get to the yeses. And how do you grow your team through duplication? We mentioned the power of 4. Okay. This is a great slide that actually Erika gave me. Here's me on the top there. You got to do 4 people first when you get into the business. You got to find 4 people.
Slide. Nick, I
Sorry?
don't see your slide.
You don't see my slide?
No, me either.
Oh my goodness. Maybe I missed. Okay. You still don't see my slides, eh?
No.
Okay, guys. Well, let's just talk about it then. So, okay, so you got to get your 4 people. As we said, you got to get your 4 people, and it's very important you go down and you help those people that you've brought onto your business get their 4 people. That's the way you got to build your business, and that's the way we've built here in South Africa. That's the way we've built, and we've built quite quickly. And we've got a month or 2 left. We must use these 2 months to build, but seriously and aggressively, guys. Every single one of us. We need to go out there and just talk to people about the business, tell your story, tell the story, get the people on. And you know what? If the gates open and the tsunami comes and they're still not interested, it's okay. It's fine. You know what? If you've got 1,000 people in your team by the time we launch, each one of you, 1,000 people in your team and 500 don't join, there's nothing wrong with 500 left. You understand? Or 500 and half of them don't join, there's nothing wrong with 250. So remember what I said, and I always use this. You're the bus driver. Drive that bus. You stop at the stop street, people are going to get off, and people are going to get on. Right? Keep going with that bus. Because when you reach the end, when it's launched, whoever's on that bus, that's you done. Residual income all the way.
Oh, that's good. That's a good analogy, Nick. Thanks. I'm going to keep that in mind as well. Guys, I am going to end off the call. Robin, Tammy, any closing remarks from your side?
The best is,
Go ahead, Tam.
I was just going to say the best is yet to come for South Africa. You guys have so much coming, so much to look forward to. You are positioned so incredibly well. This is a truly, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for each one of you on this Zoom. It's just amazing to me to look at the timing, and I look at all your faces, and have fallen in love with all of you, and you are my family. And as Erika said, you are my tribe, and I'm so grateful that we get to run this together. As Nick Papa says, you're in your business for yourself, but not by yourself. And we will do this. We are going to be the largest team in South Africa and Nigeria. I know it. And all of you, I'm looking at you, are going to be the leaders in South Africa. And you'll never forget this. You'll never, ever forget these days when we prepared. And good things. The future is so, so bright.
Guys, I want to, Robin, you go ahead. Ms.
I was
Robin.
just gonna say ditto, and you have you can optimize your opportunity right now.
Yes.
Right now. And if you don't offer that cookie, if you don't offer that, then someone else will offer it to them. So you don't want to be on a Zoom one day with your good friend that is someone else's guest. So go out and offer it to everyone and really believe in what you have. Erika and Tammy are incredible leaders. And Nick, and you're all in the right hands. Our company is running with us. They're running with us. They're holding you. And it's going to be a wonderful, life-changing, game-changing event. So keep that in focus, keep the end result in focus, and keep building your belief when you build your teams, because it will pay off. Look at Secretariat. He came out of the gate, he believed, that horse believed, and he ran and ran and ran. And you know, he won by 37 lengths because he believed. And so if you will do that, run the race and look at the finish line, you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. It'll be wonderful.
We believe to the top, as Tamsy says.
Yes.
Nick, you raised your hand, and then I'm going to close it.
So I was going to say exactly that, Robin. You got to believe. You got to believe. You don't want to be, if you want to be in the same place as you are today next year, this time, then you know what, it's not going to happen for you. But if you want to grow, if you want to be much better, and if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, just hang in there. I promise you, it's going to be awesome. And it's not that we know, or I know anything, I don't, but I can see. You know what? Success leaves clues, and we've seen it, you know. So we just got to go out there. That message going down, it's got to be positive. We've got to keep everybody warm. I know it's people are getting frustrated. Believe me, all of us. But you know what? We got to believe. We got to believe, and we got to make sure that we have the biggest teams in the world. In the world, because Africa, the budget is 3 billion, or the forecast 3 billion in 3 years. They're looking at us. They're looking at this continent.
So here's the bottom line, you guys, for everybody on this call. Go set yourself on fire and watch the people drive for miles to come and see you burn. That is the key. If you are lukewarm, your team will be lukewarm. If you are on fire, your team will be on fire. And we,
as we say, Erika, as we say, die tyd is nou om te gooi.
Die tyd is nou om te gooi. Gooi hom, mense, gooi hom.
Gooi him.
Okay, guys, love you all. That was a great Zoom.
Thank you,
Robin and Tam.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. And
Love
go
you.
get what you want. Go get what you
Bye.
want.
You're the best.
Good night, Africa. You're loved.
Hello.
Bye-bye.